Hey everybody. Um, this is hard. I know there've been a lot of jokes and cracks about how different spiritual practitioners have behaved during this crisis. I'm hoping that my behavior has been, above board and honest. That being said, recently reviewing some more news reports in the complete and total lockdown of India, these stronger constraints they have put on us in the state of Ohio. Now, understand this. If we wanted to, we could go to our place of business. Lots of people are still working because they have to. And in a way, I do feel like we should be working because, our spiritual walk is very, very important. But because the vast majority of magical practitioners that I know believe in science, we've been very, very cautious about how we conduct business and the people that we interact with on a face-to-face basis. Nothing shook me more yesterday than to watch somebody wipe their nose, wipe the phone, wipe the things at the Home Depot I was at. And hey man, these people are out here supplying things that we need. Like I said, I want to be able to cook food without having electricity, and my grill was bad, so I ordered one online and I went and picked it up. And when I witnessed this at the customer service desk, and then I get on the computer this morning, trying not to look at all the panic stuff. I'm looking, news media. There's levels of trust here, and like what I'm seeing on a lot of Facebook posts, some of this stuff, you really have to research for yourself. But make no doubt about it, yes, the news media is biased, and you have to read between the lines. But nothing is going to stop hardcore numbers. I believe that over 100 people died yesterday in New York City. I've seen about 5 people that have put up Facebook posts, the ones I've seen because, algorithm, who have lost loved ones due to this or complications from this virus. We were going to go to the store. I'm going to teach tonight. I'm going to continue to teach online. And thank goodness that is what helps to keep our business afloat. When you look at the stats for my business, the first thing that is the number one product is oils. The second one is divinations and classes. So because I want to be able to continue to do those things, I'm not leaving my house. If you trust me as a spiritual advisor, as somebody with some good sense, as an elder, stay home. Don't entertain even your closest friends. This morning I had to speak to my children because they both have loved ones that are outside of our home. And I basically had to tell the one loved one because, we were all out as recently as yesterday. So I said, look, you got to pick a place to be and you got to stay there. And I wanted my younger daughter to have that opportunity too. And she's irritated because I woke her up. But I felt like at this time, I needed to do that. I felt that was urgent. And, this is one of the things I really want to talk to you guys about the most. That a lot of people's personalities and marketing of themselves is hype. I've seen people in all different occupations, but especially conjurers, they, just perfect and don't get sick. Literally, conjurers will say, don't post when you're ill because then somebody else is going to take credit for your illness. And no, I'm not okay. I'm not okay at all. We are not okay, y'all. We are not okay right now. It's funny because a lot of the stuff that when I need to do spell work, you all, a lot of the stuff I get from the store, take it as I need it, because I want to be able to not only afford to do my own spell work, but to have the stuff at the store that people need. So one of my biggest regrets this morning, and I'm hoping that will change over time, but one of my biggest regrets this morning is that I moved my store from my home. Because we could have kept processing orders until we couldn't process them anymore. And I'm sorry, if you want a refund, I would ask that you be patient. Give us a couple of weeks if you currently have an order that is sitting in our store. Because I'm not going to my store. And anybody that sends me an order inquiry in this day and age, you must be under a rock. But if you're not, I'm going to send you a copy of this video. Because I'm not going to the store. And I would hope that you all would love and keep us enough not to be assholes during this time. I will hope that everybody who has placed an order with me, who knows me, who trusts me, will wait. Because the bottom line and what I teach my students is that your intuition is your magic. I do not teach people that tools are the end-all be-all. They simply are enhancements. There's focalization points for you. They're things that the gods and the goddesses like, but they're not things you have to be a magician, to be a witch, to be a hoodoo, to be a root worker. So I can't fill your orders right now. I cannot leave my house right now. And from somebody who spent a number of years working at home with my full-time job, which I need to get myself together so I can do that because it's online learning, something that we are increasingly needing in this environment. I gotta go. I'm going to take a nap and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get back to work. Last night I sat from 9:30 and I was supposed to stay to 12:30, but the professor was very competent and let me go. Proctoring and helping once on-ground students take their classes online. My youngest daughter is a senior in high school. On her birthday, we picked out her prom dress. We were allowed to put it on hold until March 20th because I think they want to know how many they need to order. And we were supposed to go back and get her dress on the 20th, but Macy's is closed. So yeah, there is a whole lot of higher spiritual things that are at play here. But there still are basic human things that are at play here. I'm probably not going to be able to have the experience in the near future of seeing my daughter go to prom or get her diploma on stage. And when you know me personally, you know how hard she's worked and what we've all been through. I have some really phenomenal children and grandchildren, and it is up to me as the matriarch of my family to protect them. This is no longer something I even feel comfortable joking about. I'm praying in the future for levity. I'm praying in the future for personal freedom. We shouldn't have to undergo martial law to protect our families and the people that we love. We should have the good enough sense to lock all this shit down, prepare, and do the best that we can in a time that I have not seen. I want you all to be patient with younger people because Their whole lives have been turmoil. I was pregnant with my youngest on 9/11. Okay? They don't know anything with a semblance of peace in their entire lives. We have been at war their entire lives. So this is just another war to them, because we have actually got into a place where we're so used to the devaluation of human life globally that this is just another war. Our children have been desensitized to war, and I'm sorry, it ain't got shit to do with the video games and everything to do with the people who are in charge of these governments. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Every single one of them is affected, and every single one of them is going to have to reap what they sow. Some more than others. For even allowing people within their borders in the first place. But isn't it funny how the places that the people were coming from here weren't the places where this shit was created, harvested, tested, and released? We're afraid of our neighbors. If you read Octavia Butler's Parable of the Sower, they closed the state borders, y'all. That's next. It's possible. The thing I love about magic and life is that anything is possible, but it is also the very thing I hate. Because magic and life are about balance. We're not gonna go through really wonderful, amazing times in our lives all the time. But I promise you, and this is what I told myself to help heal myself of chronic depression, that I needed fuel for the down times. I needed to know moments of joy, lust, love, even greed, gluttony. I needed to have a little bit of that to hold on to make memories in those different places, so that when I couldn't go to the crab house, I can remember I went there for my birthday. That is how you achieve balance. You give yourself fuel in the good. And I'm sorry, I just don't think that being outside, the World Health Organization, whether you believe them or not, has said that there is probability that this is airborne. Airborne. So I can't leave my house, and I am not tripping. Yeah, that's the reason why Octavia Butler is dead too. She fell, she bumped her head. She fell off a ladder in her home. Y'all think Octavia Butler was up on a ladder in her house? So yeah, I first world emotional responses. Damn it, I can't leave my goddamn house. I love my store, but I love my kids more. I love me more. I love y'all, but I love us more. You got to have a balance. And before all this happened, I didn't have a balance. I'm working and burning the candle at both ends so that my kids can have something, so that, it's like people always like admiration. I remember it was making me very, very uncomfortable, but now I accept love. People want to be loved. People want to be respected. And really good people want people to be very, very honest with them. That is how I built my business. And you guys, I was unbalanced. I spent like 12 hours there because I'd do my day job and actually would be able to go sit there in the store because it was quiet during the day. Nobody was shopping there because everybody was at work. Had my own private little office away from the kids for the first time in a decade. And then in the evening, staying till midnight. Sometimes because I had meetings from work. Sometimes because I was helping to fill orders. And then all day Saturday, sometimes on Sunday, I would be in there working because I want this to work. We have about a couple months worth of income, maybe, before we can't pay our rent. And trust me, I don't even expect my landlords to give us any break unless there is a federal mandate to do so. So I'm just going to put that right out there. I'd love for you to continue to shop with us. I would love for you to continue to buy our classes. I'm going to get myself together so I can teach tonight, but I'll be using visual aids off the website because I will not have my candles here with me. Because I show you guys how to work every single candles in the store, I teach that class from the store usually. Okay? I take great care in wrapping your candles. We have had very few complaints about that. So moving candles back and forth without carefully wrapping them each time is, I keep enough candles here for my spirits. And now I realize I should have stocked up some more for my personal work. So just like y'all ass out, I'm ass out a little bit too. Because there's some things I really want, but I'm not going to go outside to get them. And since I can't ship them to myself because I ain't on Amazon. They tried to put me on Amazon. They tried. I was like, no, thank you. I can't ship any more orders. We shipped about 6 of them last night. I cannot do this right now. There's just no way. When I look at my kids and myself, and I think, no. And anybody that would expect me to can kiss my black ass. I really, file your PayPal case, do whatever. But is it worth it? There are certain things and certain principles I have that I don't care if I go out of business that I am going to hold on to. And one of those is I don't appreciate blatant cultural appropriation and lack of knowledge and ignorance in my space. Okay? I don't tolerate any form of sexism, racism, homophobic, when we are transphobic. None of those are welcome in my space. But the other standard that I have for my business is that I give people what they pay for in a timely manner, okay? But the thing is, Nikki, it doesn't matter. I know I'm not going out of business. I've divined on this already, y'all. They're like, you'll be fine. But a fool would have taken that information. Sorry, somebody calling me. A fool would have taken that information, okay, and been very careless with it. Oh, divination says I'm going to be fine, so I'm just going out here and do whatever I want whenever I want. That's not what the divination meant. And I try to tell people that when I give them a reading. I try to tell them, look, the most likely outcome usually is the final card. But throughout that reading, they have been counseled about all the things they should and should not be doing, patterns that they should not repeat, new things they should go about, and where is it in them to even try? So the most likely outcome doesn't have to be the most likely outcome if you're willing to strengthen the strong points and get rid of the weak points that we talk about in your divination. So Spirit said you're going to be fine. And so I'm looking at now as an elder. I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, Spirit says I'm going to be fine. We're not going to get sick. It's going to be okay. So that's why I've always been like, it's going to be okay. But then I always remember that with spiritual insight comes responsibility. There are some people that aren't meant to die, but through reckless behavior have pushed forth their own destiny. Depending on the religious thought you believe in, some people say that, no, your destiny is your destiny. But I believe that you can do some dumb shit and end up on the Darwin list. I do believe that there are some things that you could do that you could push the envelope. When I was a Christian, my father explained it to me like this. There are some places where you will go where your guardian angel will not follow you. Because you're a dumbass. Because you are disobedient. Okay? So I had to think about it from that perspective. I'm like, if I'm going to be okay, then that means that Spirit is going to give me the knowledge about what to do deep down in my soul about some shit. If I'm going to make it. If I'm going to get through this, because I'm not for this fucking life, y'all. And I think a lot of you who thought that maybe, I've tried to teach my kids to grow their own food, sew their own clothes, just do everything. I tried. Make things themselves. And the phone keeps ringing. They show me all the time that they're getting these lessons, but not as strong as I wanted them to be, and not strong enough for myself. So when I think about me as a person who thinks about preparing to really live in a way that demands preparation, I'm a woeful failure. And so are most of us. And it's okay. Because we're going to be okay. But we're not going to be okay if you motherfuckers keep leaving the house. We can control the spread. It can die if in your homes or outside of your homes. More people are going to die. I'm not okay with that. I am not okay with all. That there are more people that are going to die. And I don't want to be one of them. So we will not be fulfilling any orders, but order from us. Because we're going to be okay. Help us stay open. We will fill your order when we are able to go outside. Hidea, get away from my printer. I think I need a nap. You all be careful. Okay? Love one another. This is the great equalizer. This is going to teach a lot of people a lot of shit about the world and themselves. That's so cool. Here, look, this is my baby in the garden. We just want to be in the goddamn garden. And hopefully, people will get this. Stop it. People's nerves will be a little longer. People's pockets will be a bit more monitored, tighter, or generous. That we take whatever this is, however long we have to deal with it, to make us better rather than worse. But, like I said, if the only way we could put a cap on this shit is to stay inside without contact from the outside world and people that we care about very, very deeply. I've had to tell a couple people today about, hey, this is how the shit spreads. I'll see you online. I'll see you in person when we can, when it's better. Because we're still got a long way to go. Hey, baby, say hi. Say hi. You smell like baby lotion. Who that one last over, y'all. Whoo, oh, go ahead. So, needless to say, as you can see, kids is going to throw you off. It's a good thing they cute. And patience, y'all. And if there's things your kids are doing that you don't like, teach them different. If there are things that you're doing that you don't like, you do them differently. Take a minute to do that, okay? That's going to help you here. Trust me. But I just wanted to leave that message for you guys and to let you know the situation. I'm not turning off the website because I hope that you guys will believe in us and know that whatever it takes when everything gets back to normal, which I'm sure if we all pay attention, and we do, we'll be back. But I'm not leaving the house. And I suggest that none of you do either, unless it is an emergency and something you absolutely cannot live without.